Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 48. Yeah. So, our topic for today is balancing dreams and daily life, how Dahls juggles career, motherhood, and thriving online business. And today's episode 48. And our guest today is Dahls Corazon Bermundo Moya, and she will be with us in a few minutes. But before we dive into our topic, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. I also want to remind you that if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in my website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar, which we have a free webinar every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into my website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register for the live webinar. That link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second one is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So if you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, I invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar. Okay, so our host for tonight is Jennifer. She's a mortgage real estate. And our first panelist is Regina. She's a registered nurse. We also have Maria, a retired nurse educator. We have Lemoy, a registered social worker. We have Elizabeth, a church pastor. We have Nirmala, an ABA therapist. We have Moira, a registered midwife. We have Lonnie, a personal support worker. So as you see, we have all different walks of life, different ethnicities and ages, but they all have something in common, and that is, they took that leap of faith to change their lives and their family's life. So if you're catching the live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And if you're catching the replay of the live webinar, then the replay has subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So now you know what to do. So if you want to start your online business, all you have to do is just register into the website, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Okay, so like I mentioned, today we are episode 48, and the topic is balancing dreams and daily life. So how Dahls juggles career, motherhood, and a thriving online business. And our guest is Dahls Corazon Bermundo Moya. And before I bring her in, let me introduce her to you guys. So I'm excited to welcome today's vibrant guest, Dahls. So she's a proud mom of two. She's a full-time corporate manager by day and a digital business owner and mentor by passion. Dal is someone who loves to travel, enjoys music, even if she swears she doesn't sing, and finds joy in reading novels and watching movies in her downtime. She's a proof that you can pursue your passions, balance work and family, and still build something meaningful on your own terms. So get ready for a fun and inspiring conversation with Dal. So let's bring Dal to the studio. Hi, Dal. Thank you for coming.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody, good morning, good noon, good evening, wherever you're around the world. Thank you, Sandy, for inviting me in this real talk today.
Thank you so much. I know I did a little bit of introduction about you, but is there something else you want to add to to the viewers so they get to know you a little bit more?
So yeah, you already mentioned that I'm a mom of two. They're teens, 16 and 19. And then I am a corporate manager full time and also a digital business owner like Sandy. And I love outdoors. I love listening to music. I love reading novels and watching series like K series. I don't know if it's K series, Korean series, and other movies as well. And um, what else? I always strive for learning new things. Regardless of how old am I always love learning new things, and that's one thing that my parents taught me. And so yeah, at this age of mine, I started the business. You can tell if it's too late or too early. It's up to you. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's dive in into the questions. Okay, so first question for you. So, Dahls, you're managing a full time corporate role, raising two teens, and growing your digital business. So, what inspired you to add entrepreneurship into already full life?
Okay, yeah, like it said, like some people would say I have too much things going on my plate. My plate is full. Like in my case, I came to a point where I felt that I have I have extra time. I have lots of time because when my kids were like I said, I have two teens, and they're pretty a highly independent one. And when my daughter started university, I felt like, oh, I don't have my as a mom. I am not much needed anymore because she went to the dorm at the university. I only have one a son in my house, and then I said, oh my god, like what am I gonna do with my spare time? And you know, it came to a point that you're kind of lonely, that you felt that you're not needed anymore, something like that. I don't know. That's how I felt. And I said, I get to do something with this, with my time. I got to make it worthwhile because it's just like, I know there's still life out there. And maybe I'm having a midlife crisis at that time. And I said, like, I need to explore more. Like I said, I love learning different things. And not to mention that sending your daughter in a university and I have another one, and you need additional money or income to sustain your lifestyle, your expenses at home. So those are some of the things, or some of the reasons why I started my business, even if my life is already like full, working as a full time corporate manager. That is like running how many what like working with more or less 100 people with you, and then managing the household, and also so be aside from my children's future, my personal like development, or I mean, I am a corporate manager, yes, but I started late in life with my career
Mhm,
because I focus with my family first.
mhm,
When I was single, I had a 10-year experience in the Philippines working in educational setting. And when we decided to move here in Canada, I became a full-time mom for 7 years because I said I'm gonna prioritize my family first. And being an immigrant, we do have family and friends here, but we don't have any blood relative. I mean, the closest one I have is in Alberta. And raising children without help from your family is hard.
yeah.
Um, it entails money, but we don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to sacrifice our children, so I decided to sacrifice my time, my career, um, to be with them. I don't really see it as a sacrifice, because you are raising your children.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most important, people in your life. So I love that part of being a full-time mom for 7 years, especially during their developmental years. And I started working when they when my son turns kindergarten, because they're in a full-time school already, so I have time to work. And then another reason why I commit to this is because of my mom. She's turning 88 in November, and then she was diagnosed with breast cancer like 2 years ago. And I just want the best for her, because she's the matriarch in the family, and she did so much for everybody, and I just want the best and comfort for her at this time.
Okay.
So
Thank you so
lots of
much.
inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned a lot of things there, like, and it's good that, you took time to be there present for your kids, because it's important not to missing those milestones, so, that's good that you took that. Um, and then, but now you say you're feeling that emptiness, and I do understand that, because when you're so used to be surrounded by, like, for example, your kids, um, you hear those voices, but then suddenly the house is so quiet. No, not anymore like
That's
before.
true.
And you don't have that interaction, especially if you had, like, if you were so close to your daughter that going out and doing things together, and now she's not there because she's in the university. Yeah, I totally understand you. So you feel like you have that extra time and you want to do something. Um, so yeah, this business would allow you to be able to connect with other people, and do meetups. We have meetups here in Vancouver, so that's good. And you were also saying that the other reason is, because you need that extra financial income, because your daughter is going to university, and I know we are in British Columbia, it's very expensive. So yeah, so that it takes, some more financial resources for that. So yeah, and you also say for your mom, so you want to be able to provide, the best for your mom while she's going through that. So yeah, so those are very valid reasons, for you to be able to take into this, journey into entrepreneurship. But it's totally like something new. Were you scared because it was totally something out of your what have you done before?
Oh, for in my case, I didn't pass through that skepticism stage where some of the business owners, that's, or maybe most, if not all, like entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
like people does. In my case, when I saw the ad, it's just like it resonates with me, and I was like, this is for me. I can feel that this is for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can do this. There was no chance
Hesitation.
or no space, no time for me to think through about it, because I knew that this is really for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally resonate with you, because I was on the same boat as you. Like, I've been thinking, like, for like, I started my journey on 2023, but 5 years before that, that's when, I started to think about, having my own business, because I saw those digital nomads and I said, I want that kind of lifestyle. So but I kept working because I didn't know how to do it. But in 2023, I had a setback in my film industry,
Mm.
and that's when I find out. I was about to join actually another business, but this ad came into, and something told me, like, just watch it, you got nothing to do. So I did. And when as I see it, same as you, like, it keep checking all the boxes that I was looking for, and it seems like it was aligned, So
Yes.
I went right through, same as you. I was not skeptical. I just even for the the next step, which is to know more about the business. You pay the $149 US. That one, I was like, I know it's 30 days refundable. You're gonna get your money back, but
Mhm.
thinking, like if it was for let's say like a scam, like I was weighing like $149. If I lose it, am I gonna be regretting that? So for me, it was not a huge amount,
Mhm.
It's not like you're investing like $1,000 and you lose like $1,000. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to know, and yeah, as I went through and check more, check all the boxes. So yeah, I was like you. I
We're on
feel
the same boat.
yeah. So we have a comment here from Rushir Sharma. He say hi. Hi Rushir, thank you
Hi,
for
Rashir. Thanks for watching.
we also have a comment from Shiva Kolowawa Kalamanja. Thank you for watching.
Hello. Thank you for watching, guys.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Um okay, so we're gonna go into the next question. Just give me a sec here. All right. So the second question for you. So you have shown that it's possible to pursue your own dreams without sacrificing your role as a mom or your career. How do you stay grounded and motivated while wearing so many hats?
Mhm. A very good question. First, I would like to stress. Yeah, um, I pursued this one, and like you said, without I pursue my dreams without sacrificing my role as a mom.
Mm-hmm,
I would like to stress that because even now, so I've been in the company for 11 years, and even up to now, my boss and even my big boss knows that my family is my priority. It took me forever to go up in the ladder because I keep on refusing to take the position
mm-hmm,
that that is offered because I said I don't want more responsibilities, and I want like my kids are my priorities. Like,
mm-hmm.
if there's an emergency, I can run anytime. And then because as you go up in the ladder, there's more
Yeah.
responsibilities. You really have to commit, and because there's a lot of people like at stake, right?
Yes.
And like I said, even up to now, I am still like my priority is still being a mom.
Mm-hmm,
And so I just added this, like every day we wear so many hats. And literally I love hats. If you look at my Facebook, like my my Facebook account, I wear different hats because I just love wearing hats. And figuratively speaking, yeah, so I added more responsibilities on my shoulder because um, I want my life to improve the quality of my life and the future of my children. And how how did I stay grounded and motivated all this time, having so many responsibilities? Um, First is that if you know your goal, mindsetting is very important.
mm-hmm,
Second is, as a mom, it is very important to have a time management. Sometimes my house can be chaotic, but it's not the end of the world. There's a time for everything. I always say that. I always say that when the kids were little, the house is always in perfect condition, even if they were little, because they know how to clean up after their mess.
mm-hmm.
The kids had grown up, they have their own rooms, they can make messes in their own rooms. Now I'm the one who's making mess in the house. There's a time for everything. So time management is very important. So working in a corporate job for 8 to 10 hours, and be with the family, like prepare, meals, prepare, um, check them, check how they're doing and everything. And yeah, even if they're teens already, there's still so many things to do with them. And also, what motivates me? Like I said, the goal, we always have a goal. Find your purpose. What is your purpose in, even your personal purpose? What is your purpose in life? Not just your purpose because you have the role. I have the role as a mother, or I have the role as a manager. I have a role as a friend. Like in life, regardless if you're a business woman or no, we wear so many hats. We have so many roles. And what is important is, what is your purpose? What is important for you? And like I said, mindset matters.
Mhm.
If you know where you're going, it will be easier to figure out what are the steps that you need to do.
Mhm.
If you have the end goal, you'll figure out what are the things I need to do to be able to reach my goals. And there are so many resources around us. Yeah. The support from the family, from friends, from your colleagues, from any groups, like in our case, like we consider the other business owners in our community as my second family, because they're like you, like we establish relationships, and like we're kind of friends, or we're kind of sometimes more than that, sisters, or whatever we refer to one another, right? Because of the bond that we build together, and the support is very important. So seek, because it's not all the time that we are self-motivated.
Mhm.
Let's face that, it's not all the time that we are self-motivated. So know the resources around you, because you need that. As
Mhm.
you move towards your goal, you need all these resources around you. It is important to seek help. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness. Seeking help is being smart. It makes your life easier. I learned that in a hard way, because I'm the person who, as much as possible, I don't want to bother anyone. So I
Mhm.
try to solve my own problem. But as I grow older, oh, there are these resources around me. So I might as well use this to make my life easier. And like I said, it's not a sign of weakness. You're just trying to be resourceful. You're just trying to be strategic
Mhm.
from the business point of view. And so, yeah, Motivation is very important. And also the faith. Like
Mhm.
all of us believes in higher being, regardless whatever you call them. I call mine God, I call mine Papo, whatever you call it. It is important to cling on one supreme being, because when you're at the point, when you're at the lowliest point, for me it helps when I know that someone or somebody out there I can cling on, I can lean on, I can go to. If no one else can help me, I know someone else is going to help me. The, you know, like I
Mhm.
said, the supreme being or my God. So
Yes.
yeah, so motivation, and of course, my family, my loved ones, especially my mom, and they are my source of inspiration and motivation to just move on and show up each day. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's it.
Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, when we're talking about so many hats, yeah, what a better example than moms? Moms wear so many hats out there. So um, it's kudos to all the moms that are watching us, because you guys are amazing, how to handle, like work, family, all the kids, activities and all that, plus the home cooking. and all that. So yeah, and like you mentioned, one of the keys, is to have very good time management skills, and that's very important. You also mentioned, like one of the things that is important to stay grounded is having the right mindset. And yes, I do believe that, that's one of the biggest keys to be able to succeed, in life, and also, in this online business journey, is to have the right mindset. And this is something that you have to keep building it up all the time. It's not a one-time thing. That I learned that the hard way. Because I thought, like I had a strong mindset, but this business told me, no, no, you don't have a strong mindset. You have to keep feeding your mindset all the time. It's like a muscle, you have to exercise it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that. So, and then you mentioned, the to be able to stay grounded and motivated, you have the support. You mentioned support of the family, support of your friends, colleagues, and support of the global online community that we have. And yeah, that's another one that you're blessed that you have your family that gives you that support. But like sometimes, we have business owners in the community who take into this journey, but their family doesn't believe in the business, so they don't have that support. And that's where the global online community plays a big role because, like you
Yes.
mentioned, um, this is not an easy journey. There's like ups and downs, just like life, and sometimes, we feel down. And if even, like if we have a strong, if we don't have the strong mindset, even more, we need more support, emotional support, from our family or from members of our community. But even with the right mindset, we still, sometimes we're gonna feel down. But the difference here is that, we're gonna take our time to release those emotions. We talk to our God, to of whatever anyone believes with the higher power, um, and and then once you do that, you bounce back and you continue your journey. Okay. but
Yes.
but it's normal to feel down, sometimes, because we're humans, we're not
Yes.
perfect. So
It's
uh
okay not to be okay sometimes.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So the other thing that you mentioned there is, I love that you say seek, ask, and that is true. Because, for example, you mentioned, you in your case, it's not that you didn't want to ask, but it's just that you were someone who likes to be independent, try to be resourceful. But we also find members in our community that it's not that's not their case. Their case is that they like to be in their own bubble, they don't like to mingle. So um which is not good when you want to do a business, because when you're trying to do it on your own and not mingle, like you go slow. But when you interact with others, that's when you start growing. So when you say like seek, ask questions, that's what you need to do. You need to get out there in the
Reach
community
out. Yeah.
and reach out, yeah, and ask, because that's when you start growing, because you're going to encounter so many people that are ahead of you journey. And then they're going to be able to give you advices, they're going to be able to give you tips, and you're learning from them,
Exactly.
new
Hmm.
skills, new things. So yeah, so you have to reach out, you have to get out of that comfort zone, or in your case, like you have to um learn that, you have to also ask, not try to find it out on your own. Like for me too, like I'm kind of like you, but in the way that, sometimes I'd rather do my things and not ask for help, because I
Hmm.
don't know if they're gonna be doing it good, or so. But that's not good either, because you also need to allow other people to grow, and at the same time, you're not gonna feel like burnout because you're grabbing everything to
Yes.
yourself,
Yeah.
so yeah, so those are things that, we learn on this journey, as we go, that, we have to reach out, we have to ask, because otherwise people won't know. Like, for example, if you're feeling down, just ask for help. Can you help me? I just need to talk. Because many times, like you mentioned, sometimes you don't have someone that can listen to you. So, but someone in the community will be able to listen to you, and then will be able to help you, bounce back, so you don't stay
Yes.
in that emotional support, that feeling down. um but yeah, you have to ask, and you have to ask for help too when you need help. Don't try to do everything yourself.
Superwoman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we try to be, but no, that the long run, that's not good. Yeah, so you have to learn to also delegate, ask for help. So that's good that you shared that. And I love that, you mentioned that, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of being smarter. And yes, because as we go through a journey, you start becoming a leader. And then you have to learn, to ask for help. Even leaders, they learn from good leaders, they learn from anyone, from their team. It's not that they know, because you have to learn to listen. You have to listen to others, and then you talk. So there's those are things that you're learning along the way. So just asking for help when you need help, that's not a sign of weakness. That's signs to be smarter, and to learn too when you
Yes.
ask. So let me see if I missed
It's
something.
it's a learning opportunity for both the one who is
Exactly.
helping and the one who is seeking help. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I see that, when it comes to mentorship, when you're mentoring other people, yeah, same thing. You think like you're just mentoring the other person, but you're also learning. Like,
Yes.
by mentoring, for example, one of the things that I learned, another one that I thought that I had, it was patience.
Oh yes, patience is so hard to
Yes.
find these days because of the everything is instant now. So people like
Yeah.
they don't have like 3 seconds to wait. That's very important that you pointed out. Yeah.
Yes. Um, so what else? Oh yeah. And then you mentioned about what keeps you motivating, your why. So yeah, it always goes to your why. So your why in this case is your family, your mom, your loved ones. So yeah, this is something that you always have to remember, because when you're feeling those in those moments down, um, that why, that strong why, is the one that is gonna be able to push you. You gotta keep going, because you're working towards this. So this is your goal, so keep going, no matter what. So that's your fuel. So thank you for mentioning that. And you mentioned also, know the resources that you have. And that's something that we have lots of resources here in our community, that you have the support, you have we have, mindset, we have groups, where we work, for accountability partners. So find out, if you're new, for example, for those who are watching us that are already in our online community, or for those who plan to, start their online business. Ask around, what are the resources that I have available, to me. What are the groups, because we have so many groups communications, um, that we have in our communication app, where you can join those groups and get the support that you're looking for. If you're looking for something about faith, there's like some faith groups, or you're looking for an accountability partner, someone who will go along your journey, and you guys push each other, so you guys don't keep up, on your journey. You can find those ones too. You have also, uh, like, law of attraction groups, like, to work on your positivity, in your mindset. So the resources are there. So like, Dal say, ask, find out what are your resources. We do have trainings also available to you. So there's really no reason for you to not be able to succeed. but that's what we're sharing here with you. So thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. Okay, so last question for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
for women watching who feel overwhelmed or hesitant to start something new, especially later in life, what message would you share based on your own journey and growth?
Hmm. Um, to all women out there who's feeling overwhelmed or hesitant to start something new, like
Mhm.
skeptical or undecided, um, especially later in life. Me, I'm not saying it's later, but I'm in my oh yeah, I think yeah. I feel young inside, but by my biological age, I'm old. I was like, I'm in my late 40s. Yeah, that's late already. You know, to start um, your own business, right?
Well, it's
However,
never too late. It's never too late. Like
never.
good examples of late people, who started like we have the Kentucky Fried
Retired.
Chicken owner, the Colonel, that's a good example of that one. He started later, and today, the Kentucky Fried Chicken is all over the world.
Yes, yeah.
There was someone else, I can remember the name, but there was another person who started later on life too.
Like I said, there's a time for everything. I always say that there's a time, there's a reason and time for everything.
Hmm.
And so for us, because the business that we have is we can start it any time in our life as long as like your legal age, right? But for the special audience, for women out there who are feeling down or skeptical or undecided or just curious, um, I would say I will pose this question. if you want if you have the inkling or the itchiness to change the course of your life, when do you want to do it? When are you going to do it? So, to anyone, not just for women, but to anyone who want to change the course of their life, if you're not going to do anything extraordinary of your everyday life, your life won't change. After a year, 2, 5 years, it's still going to be the same. So
Hmm.
you have to do something that is out of your comfort zone to be able to make some change in your life, a little change. So for this, I made, because I'm the driver of my life. I made a turn. I commit on this business, and it opened up a whole new dimension in my life. And I was so grateful. I was so grateful. On my first few time in this business, it helped me hone myself. I thought I am mature already. I thought I learned so much already, but it helped me hone not just about the business, just learning about running a business, but my whole aspect, the whole aspect of my life, like my personal, my emotional, my social, everything, everything. So for anyone watching today, if you want to make the change in your life, do something out of your extraordinary in your life. Let's say if you haven't been stretching in a long time, do some stretching, do some yoga exercises, like a 5 minute or 10 minute exercise. If you want extra revenue for your family or even for yourself, an extra $500, you would say, you're not gonna get it if you're not gonna do something.
Hmm.
Like some people would sell their old stuff on marketplace or whatever to gain extra money, you know. And so what I did is I started this business because I want to change, like I said, my life, my children's future, and my mom's life as well.
Mhm.
And skepticism is normal. Being negative, it's normal. Being pessimistic, what else? Undecided, that is normal because we're humans. There are many things going on in our brain. But how are we gonna get through that? Is ask, seek, seek information, ask more information, research about. Let's say we're talking about this business. You can ask Sandy or me about this business, and we're willing to give information to you. You're not gonna know the answer if you're not gonna ask.
Mhm.
If you're just doing it by yourself and not asking the experts, nothing's gonna happen. Like, because your mind is limited into this. And then if you are close minded, learnings won't take place. Open up your life, open up your time, open up your mind if you want to make some changes in your life. If you want to start something new, I guess that's what you need to do. Open up time, give yourself time, your mindset is very important, and time also. And then, yeah, give yourself opportunity to learn. So those are the basic things that I gonna share with the audience today. And there are that in life that is ordinary. Like I said, even if you're not a business owner, there's always problems, there's always obstacle. Like, as a full-time mom, I was a full-time mom, every day we always encounter a problem. What's our dinner? What's gonna be our breakfast for tomorrow? What are, there's always problem that we need to deal with. It's not really a major problem, but there's always things that we have to think about. And same thing in running the business. When you start, there's gazillion of questions in your mind, and of course you're scared because you have no idea how you're going to do it. But like I said, seek, ask information, because right now there's so many, many, many ways on how to learn. For us, we do offer like online business, so everything is in there online. There's a mentor um, who can teach you, who can walk you through step by step process on how to do the business. And there's always someone out there who will help you. And I'm talking about this at any aspect of our lives, not just the business, but business wise. If you want to make a change in your life, commit to something that you've never done before, and then put your heart and mind into it. Mindset again. And then find your purpose. Why am I doing this?
Mhm.
Why am I doing this? What is this for? Why do I need a business? Oh, because I want to retire early. Oh, because I want to give my children a better future. I want to prepare for my children's education. I want to give my mom the best and comfort in life. And yeah, and if you have that, you're not going to be scared, because the feeling of being scared will diminish if your goal is as big as the sun. And yeah, your If you're afraid, it will vanish because your love for your family, for growth, for development will prosper. So, yeah, that's all I can say, Sandy.
Thank you. No, those are very powerful words. Thank you for sharing that. Um, but like I love what everything that you say there. Um, but I would say, like we are in a fast-paced life. We're always on the go, on the go, on the go. That we never tend to pause, and take some time to reflect in our lives. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to slow down, sit down, reflect, take maybe like 1 hour, and reflect in your life, what is it that you want in life, what is it that, what are the things that are important for you in life, and weigh that, because sometimes, one of the things that we neglect a lot, especially when we tend to focus more on making money, and our jobs, is we neglect family, we neglect our health. That's another one. Because many times we push our body too much, and our body many times give us signs, but we don't pay attention to those signs, and we keep going. But eventually, our bodies say enough, and then that's when you get your moment where you're either uh, you have a,
You're
like,
exhausted.
example, yeah,
You're
exhausted,
burnt out.
burnout.
Yeah.
Had a guest, who shared that, she black out. Another one, she also, like, um, fell down. She told that she had a stroke,
Oh,
and
no.
in most cases they were not.
Mm-hmm.
When they went, the doctor say that, everything was good with them, but it was actually their jobs, the way that they
Too
were
much
working.
stress.
They were pushing too much, that it was to the extreme, so much that your body can take, until eventually, your body say enough, I can't take it anymore. So that's what happened to them. So yeah, so those are two things that, you really have to value: your loved ones, your loved ones, your health, you know um so yeah, so you need to sit down and reflect, how is it going to be your life in 3 to 5 years? Are you going to still be in the same place? Because if that's the case, or you can even reflect 3 years back, were you still in the same place as today? So that gives you a sign, you know that you gotta do something, because everything around you is evolving, but you're still in the same place. So just sit down, reflect, because like I said, many times we neglect to take that time to pause and reflect in our lives. What are the things that I need to change? What are the things that I need to take care? You know, so just think about that. And I love what you talk about fear. Fear is always gonna be there. Fear doesn't go away.
It's
what
true.
what it does is, fear, it helps you, to take action, to, like, for example, for business, just an example. Fear is what push you to be closest to the success, because it's just on the other side. It's just that, like, that line that, like, once you cross that, you go to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same, like doing lives, for example. That was scary. I don't like to be in front of the camera, but, like, I had to overcome my fears, because, I want to be able to connect with the audience, and that's what many of us, we started with this, being introverts, shy, to be in front of the camera. But, we have to step out of that comfort zone. We have to overcome our fears. And once you overcome your fears, um, how you overcome that fear? By doing it, and
Yeah,
doing it, and
just do
doing
it.
it.
That's
Yeah,
what Nike said. Just do it.
and do it. Yeah. And why I say that the fear doesn't go away, because I just give you an example. I, like, at the beginning, like, I was, every time that I went live, I was like that. My heart was beating so fast, because I was still, nervous. But, now I'm okay, to go live, and no problem. But once in a while, guess what? That fear comes in, and it kicks in. But how did I overcome the fear? Just do it. And then eventually, that fear disappears again. So fear doesn't go away. Fear is there to push you to do things that you have to do. Um, so if that's your case that you're afraid, you gotta just overcome and just do it. Don't be afraid. Because afraid is growth, like Dal mentioned. It's a sign that you are growing because you are doing something that you are challenging yourself to do. So you're learning something new, you're acquiring a new skill. So yeah, so don't be afraid. If that's what is holding you down, don't be afraid. And like, really, for example, for those moms that and or anyone who wants to start their online business, if you are like, you have self-doubts, if you think that you cannot do it, yeah, those things, you have to overcome those fears too, because anyone is capable of doing whatever you set your mind to it. you know
Agree.
we have people from 18 years old to 85 years old doing the business. One of my mentees, she's in her early 70s. And guess what? She's doing the business. She's doing lives. Did she know how to use the computer before? No. She learned on the business. It was scary for her, but she learned to be overcoming her fears, stepping out of her comfort zone, because that's the only way that you can learn and grow. So she took on this journey. She's learning a lot, and she keeps learning, because we never stop learning on this journey. And that's what I love. Just like you, I love to learn. I love to keep learning. And then, because we are in the digital world, uh, we always learning new things. New technology comes up. So you always have to keep up with that. Um, there was something else that I wanted to mention, but now I forgot.
Oh,
I had the thought before I said this one, but now it's gone. Well, we hope so that like, you got inspired with our story. She say a lot of nuggets today. Um, about mindset, about seeking out for help. Whatever Doll shared with us today, it not only applies to the business, it also applies to real life. So um when we share here is in general, because this really applies to your life too. You really have to take ownership of your life. It's the same thing as taking ownership of your business. You have to start working on your mindset, because if you don't have the right mindset, you're gonna miss a lot of opportunities that are in front of you. And the digital era, this is one of the amazing opportunities that we should be grateful for, because, for example, our parents didn't have that opportunity. For them, it was only the option to go to work. But now, with the digital era, um, anyone has this availability to them if they see the opportunity. Anyone, like in the past, we used to say, only rich people can be millionaires, for example. That's a thing of the past because of the digital era.
yes.
Anyone is capable of doing, become millionaires. We have millionaires in our community. But besides that, I'll just give you an example. One lady, this is not in our community, but one lady, I think she's a Chinese girl. She was born in a very poor country, very, very poor environment. She came to the US, and I think she started to work as a babysitter. But then, there was the recession, and I guess she was get let go
Mm-hmm.
position. So she started into what is that? It's not print on demand. What is the other one? The well, she built this business, online business, um, and then eventually she was selling products to other companies. Well, today the company that she created,
Mm-hmm.
a millionaire company. So now she's a millionaire. But you can see, from someone who wasn't born rich, now she became a millionaire because she took that leap of faith to go into the online business, trying something new, and now she's able to live a comfortable life because of that. So really take advantage of this, because this will allow you to have a better lifestyle where you can have a work-life balance, be able to be present with your loved ones, be able to do the things that you love, and have that financial stability at the same time. So
That is true.
this this is what we are trying to show you today, that you have options out there. And it's not only the job. You want to make sure that the money works for you, and you're not working for the money. um, so yeah, so that's what we're trying to show you here, that there are options for you, where you can have a lifestyle. You can still do what you love, enjoy it, helping others, making an impact on people, and making an impact in a community, because that's what you're going to be able to do with this. So this has a purpose, in life. So that's what I love. And then you can do the things that you love, and have those times, and connect with other people from around the globe. So
Yes.
it's amazing. So like right now, you're gonna be going and meeting some people in Chula Vista.
Oh yes, I'm going to. I'm going for our convention. Yes, yeah, this month. Yeah, and actually, is it
Oh,
next
in
week?
couple, yeah, I think in
Yes,
couple, 1 or 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to add something like for anyone watching on the other side of the um wherever you are. um I believe me and Sandy, like we were not like this before when we started the business. You might see us very confident speaking in front of you here, like we're talking to one another like confidently, and we're very expressive and eloquent and like that. um Prior to the business, I believe I'll speak on my case, like I wasn't like this, you
Yes.
know. I said I'm in a corporate management position, but before I started the business, my self confidence is very low. My self esteem is very low, and that is one thing that I gained from starting the business. It was the business who helped me up move up in the ladder in the corporate world, to be honest. Yeah. um, so I'm doing the business at the same time working full time. The business, since I'm learning whatever I'm learning in the business, I applied it in the corporate world, and it helped me move up to the ladder. And this is what I'm saying, that you're gonna develop yourself as you start the business. I didn't start here as confident as you thought, that oh, her life is so beautiful and this and that. No, I have my own obstacles, I have my own struggles in life too, but it changed the way I look at things, and it changed my lifestyle. It taught me how to manage my time, so I don't look stressed and haggard anymore than before. And so yeah, so if you want to change your life, take the leap of faith, take action.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And that is true, because many times when we start this journey, we only think on the financial part of it. But once we are inside, we realize there's so many more that you get. And like you mentioned, you're working on your mindset, you're getting knowledge, you're getting self-development, like building confidence. I didn't have confidence either, like I say, I'm a very shy person, but because of this business, we have changed. Like if we look ourselves, at the beginning where we started our journey to where we are, we're totally different people. And your family, your friends can see that. Like many times we don't see it, but your family and friends see that you have changed. You have become, you're growing, as a person. So, and you and this journey, I think is a beautiful journey, because you're trying like to finding yourself along the way with all these setback and challenges. So
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, so I think we have arrived to the end of our lives. So we want to say thank you for all those who have stayed with us through the entire life, and for those watching the live that has watched the live with us. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. Um, if you are following us on Facebook or not following us on Facebook, you can follow us up here, and you can follow Dahls. What is the name of your business page?
Dallas Hideaway.
Dahls Hideaway. That's where you can find Dahls on Facebook, and that way you guys can connect with us and get to know us a little bit more and see what type of content we post that in there, and then more information about the business. If you're watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can also subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we put new content and when we are going live, so that way you keep learning about this online business opportunity. And when you're ready, we're gonna be happy to help you and ask any questions that you have. So if you wanna know more about this online business opportunity, you can either put in the comments, more info, or you can send us a message, or you can register into our website. We have a live free info session, every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST, where you can learn, how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So all you have to do is just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. On that say when you register, you will get an email, and on that email you will receive two links. So one is to register for the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and Thursday, so you can register for either one or for both. And the second one is the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch up the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So there you go. So now you know what you have to do if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online. So we want to say thank you to everyone again, and we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday. Sorry, no, Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
For those who are on Wednesday, and a happy and blessed rest of the week ahead for everyone. And we want to say, of course, thank you to Doll for being here with us today and sharing her journey and all the insights and tips that you gave. So thank you so much for sharing that.
My pleasure, Sandy.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And until the next episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success, stay tuned for tomorrow for another topic and another guest. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Bye.
bye.